Spiritual awakening is not the end, it's the beginning. You've just moved beyond what most people spend their entire lives searching for. Think about it for a second, the spiritual journey that so many are obsessed with, the constant effort to reach enlightenment and awakening, is not the final goal, it's just the door you walked through. What happens after the awakening ends is where the real transformation begins. And the strange part? No one talks about what comes next. No one warns you how different life feels when you're on the other side. You're no longer in the process of awakening, you're free. There will be many unexpected and strange experiences when your spiritual awakening ends, things no one prepares you for but that are essential to your journey. Because after awakening, things don't get easier, they just become real. You might expect that after an intense spiritual awakening, life would continue to be dramatic, constantly filled with signs, synchronicities, and revelations. But one of the strangest things that happen is that everything quiets down. Suddenly, everything seems calm, even a little empty. You might wonder, where did the energy go? Where's the excitement, the discoveries? But this calmness is not a sign that you're losing your spiritual connection. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's a sign that you've integrated everything, that you've leveled up. This period of calm can be confusing, even unsettling. You might feel like you're losing something or, worse, that you're regressing. But in reality, this stillness is proof that your spirit has settled into its new vibration. There's no longer a need for external chaos to shake things up because you've already done the work. Now you're learning to be, not to seek, but to exist in alignment. The storm was necessary to shake things loose, the calm is where the real power is found. Your spirit may be free, but your body is still adjusting. After your spiritual awakening ends, something strange happens, you start to notice changes in your physical body. It's as if the body is a little behind, processing everything at a slower pace. You may feel more energetic, more alive than ever before, but at other times, you might experience sudden fatigue. What's really happening? Think about it, your body is the physical vessel of the spirit, and while your spirit has ascended and evolved, your body takes time to adjust. You're literally recalibrating your physical form to match your new energetic vibration. It's no surprise that during this time, you may experience things like spontaneous changes in diet, sleep patterns, or even physical appearance. Maybe you notice that your skin is clearer, or your posture is improving, as if your body is responding to this higher frequency. On the other hand, old aches may resurface, or you might feel emotionally overwhelmed out of nowhere. This is your body purging the dense, old energy that no longer aligns with your awakened state. Your body becomes a reflection of your spirit's transformation. It might be a slow process, but it's undeniable, you're changing on every level. Even emotions you thought you had already healed may resurface, and this can be confusing. You might think, I thought I was over this, but it's important to understand that after awakening, healing goes even deeper. Your spirit may be free, but the body is still processing past traumas and conditioning. Embrace this phase, it's a sign that real transformation is happening. Don't rush the process, as your body is aligning with your spirit's new frequency. And as strange as these physical and emotional changes may seem, they are proof that you've entered a new stage of your journey. One of the strangest things you'll experience after your spiritual awakening ends is the sudden and profound disconnection from others. It's almost as if the people you used to connect with and the places where you felt comfortable no longer resonate with you. This can be unsettling, even painful. You start to wonder why you feel so alone. But here's the thing, this loneliness is not a punishment, nor a sign that something is wrong. In fact, it's one of the clearest indicators that your vibration has changed. You're no longer operating on the same frequency as the people around you, which is why they seem distant, disconnected. What feels like isolation is actually the universe creating space for your next level of connections. You may even start to notice that your closest friends or family members no longer seem to understand you. They may even drift away or, worse, dismiss the changes you've gone through. This can be deeply painful, especially when it comes from people you've loved for years. But here's the truth: the people who are meant to continue with you on this journey will rise to meet you. Those who don't will naturally fade away, not because they're bad people, but because their time in your life has served its purpose. This disconnection is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's an invitation to cultivate deeper, more authentic relationships that align with your new vibration. You are not alone, you are just making space for those who are aligned with your next chapter. You may even notice new people entering your life suddenly, people who resonate with your spiritual growth and who seem to understand you on a soul level, without you having to explain anything. This is the universe working behind the scenes, aligning you with your true soul tribe. Yes, it feels strange and sometimes deeply isolating. But the reality is that your spiritual awakening has placed you on a path that not everyone around you can follow. And that's okay. The more you align with your new frequency, the more the right people will find you. And the disconnection will stop feeling like a burden, becoming instead a blessing. The fireworks are gone, you've stopped seeking signs, but it feels like something is missing. When your spiritual awakening ends, one of the strangest and most unexpected things happens: the magic, the signs, the synchronicities, they all begin to fade. You no longer see repeated numbers every day, nor do you experience those spiritual highs that once filled you with awe. It can feel as if the universe has gone silent. This quiet can leave you confused, even questioning whether you've lost your connection to the divine. But here's the truth: you haven't lost anything. In fact, the universe no longer needs to shout to get your attention. Silence is the ultimate sign of your growth. You've reached a point where you no longer rely on external signs to feel connected. Think of it this way: before, you needed constant reassurance, constant reminders that you were on the right path. But now, you are the path. You've internalized the spiritual wisdom you once sought outside yourself. The magic hasn't disappeared, it's become part of who you are. You no longer need signs to know that you're connected, you are the connection. This transition can be disorienting. You've grown accustomed to the external signs of your spiritual growth, and now that they're fading, it's easy to feel like something is wrong. But this is actually a sign of maturity. The deeper you go, the less you need these spiritual highs. You're learning to live in a state of being, rather than constantly chasing spiritual validation. What may seem like a loss of magic is actually the deepest form of connection. You've stopped chasing, and now you're simply aligned. You no longer need the universe to whisper in your ear because you found the voice within yourself. When awakening ends, the question that remains is, what now? The answer: a new purpose. Now that your spiritual awakening is over, you may find yourself asking a powerful question: what's next? After all the revelations, the inner healing, and the dramatic changes in your perception, where do you go from here? This is where things get really interesting. When you first awakened, the purpose seemed clear: self-discovery, healing, and understanding your connection to the universe. But now, as you stand on the other side of awakening, a new purpose begins to reveal itself. Your purpose now is to embody what you've learned and to create the life that aligns with your highest self. You see, the end of awakening is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a new phase, where the knowledge and wisdom you've gained must now be applied in the real world. It's no longer about discovering who you are, but about living as your truest self. This new purpose often comes with a strong inclination toward service. You may feel a deep desire to help others on their own spiritual journeys, to share the insights you've gained, or to create something that reflects your higher vibration. Whether it's through your work, your relationships, or your creative endeavors, your purpose is no longer centered around seeking, it's about being. The end of awakening is the beginning of alignment. Your purpose is to live in harmony with your highest self, and in doing so, you naturally elevate those around you. But this shift can feel strange. You're no longer seeking, and that can leave a void. However, it's in this void that your new purpose will emerge. It's less about striving and more about embodying. The more you align with your authentic self, the clearer your path becomes. And the beauty of this phase? You no longer need to figure everything out. Things begin to unfold naturally, in perfect alignment with the universe. After awakening, your sensitivity to the energies around you is no longer the same, it's heightened and, at times, overwhelming. One of the strangest things that happen when your spiritual awakening ends is the increased sensitivity to everything around you, people, environments, even objects. It's as if a new layer of awareness has been activated. You may find yourself feeling the energy of a place before you even walk into it, or sensing someone's emotional state without them saying a word. This heightened sensitivity can feel like both a gift and a burden. You were always aware of energies, but after awakening, this ability intensifies. You may notice that you're more sensitive to noises, crowded spaces, or even certain foods. What you're experiencing is your newly awakened energy field tuning into frequencies that were previously invisible to you. This isn't a curse, it's your superpower. You are now attuned to a frequency that aligns with your higher self, and anything below that feels like interference. At first, this heightened sensitivity may make you feel uncomfortable, like you're carrying energy that isn't yours. But over time, you learn to navigate this new awareness. You develop a deeper understanding of how to protect your energy, setting boundaries that allow you to filter out the noise and focus on what really matters. This sensitivity also deepens your empathy and intuition. You begin to understand people on a soul level, seeing beyond their words and actions. It's as if you can perceive their unspoken thoughts, emotions, and even their intentions. This ability allows you to navigate relationships with more clarity, but it also requires you to be mindful of how much energy you're absorbing from others. Your sensitivity is your strength. It's what allows you to move through life with clarity, empathy, and discernment. The key is learning how to manage it without letting it overwhelm you. This new layer of awareness is one of the most profound and strange things that emerge after your awakening ends. It's a reminder that you've evolved beyond common senses, stepping into a deeper connection with the world around you. Life after awakening may seem to return to normal, but this normal is anything but the same. When your spiritual awakening ends, you may notice something strange. Life around you seems to return to normal. You wake up, go about your day, interact with people, and everything feels as it did before. But there's a catch. It feels different. You feel different, and yet it's as if nothing on the surface has changed. This return to normal can be one of the most confusing phases of post-awakening. It's easy to think that the transformation is over or that nothing really changed. But the truth is, everything has changed. You've changed on such a deep level that the external world, though seemingly the same, no longer affects you in the same way. The world hasn't changed, but your perception of it has. What used to bother you, now no longer does. What used to excite you, now feels neutral. This is the true sign of transformation. You may notice that you no longer react to situations in the way you once did. Where you once felt anxiety or stress, now you feel a sense of calm and detachment. Things that once brought excitement or drama now seem less important, almost trivial. This is not a sign that you've lost passion, it's a sign that you've outgrown the need for external validation or stimulation. The return to normal may feel strange, but it's actually a gift. You've mastered the art of staying grounded in your spiritual truth, even in the midst of everyday life. And that is the most powerful outcome of all. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is greatly appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care, and subscribe for more inspiring content.